Plus, Husson University joining other schools across the nation in requiring students to be vaccinated against COVID-19.
And the Maine Department of Agriculture is working to get the word out on the impact of invasive species in Maine. Those stories and more as ABC 7 News at 6 starts right now.
This is ABC 7 News at 6.
Good evening, everybody. I'm J.R. Mitchell.
And I'm Beth Jones. Thank you for joining us. First tonight, lawmakers met in person at the Augusta Civic Center today to vote on a number of bills.
David Horowitz is in Augusta and has more details. David?
Good evening, JR and Beth. I am here live at the Augusta Civic Center where lawmakers met in person today, and one bill that's gaining a lot of attention is an affordable housing bill. Now, I spoke with lawmakers on both sides of the issue. Let's take a look at what happened. Speaker of the House Ryan Fecteau, a Democrat from Biddeford, is sponsoring the bill, which, if passed, would create a commission to address affordable housing. His proposal is to establish a commission of experts to guide the process.
Coming to the table to figure out a way in which we can create an incentive for municipalities to change zoning and land use restrictions that are preventing housing from being built in the first place.
He says a lot of the regulations that were put into place years ago no longer make sense.
We've got this law on the books, this ordinance on the books for 30 years. We haven't looked at it since then, and it's preventing housing from being built.
Several lawmakers are advocating for the bill.
We need housing in places that are close to jobs, that are close to amenities such as libraries and grocery stores and parks. But our zoning laws and ordinances today don't necessarily allow for that. So that's what this commission is going to bring to the state of Maine.
Lawmakers agree Maine is in a housing crisis.
That one of the main obstacles to companies looking to bring workers to Maine is that it's very difficult to find places for them to live.
The bill was tabled the last time the full legislature came together, but today it's receiving bipartisan support.
We worked on some legislation 2 years ago that helped free up some money to use for federal matching purposes in developing old public buildings into affordable units. So it worked very well, and I'm very supportive of it.
He says he thinks it will get enough votes to get enacted. It will now go to the Senate for another vote before heading to the governor's office for a signature. And even though it has a lot of support from lawmakers on both sides, it still has a ways to go before it becomes a law. One other bill that's gaining a lot of attention is a balloon bill, and it's from Representative McDonald. That has a lot of debate whether or not it should get passed. It would penalize people for letting balloons go up into the air. They say it's not eco-friendly. Some people, though, say children are children, and they're just going to let balloons go. So we'll keep you updated on both those bills later tonight. Back to you guys at the desk.
All right, David, thank you very much. Meanwhile, the Somerset County Commissioners are awarding grants to several organizations in the Skowhegan area. Brooke Riley explains what this will bring to that community.
Somerset County Commissioners are awarding grants to support several projects in different industries throughout the county.
It's outdoor recreation, production, manufacturing of local goods, so I think it's a true testament to a public-private partnership.
According to Savage, the money is coming from dedicated tax revenue and community benefit funds.
In the last few years, they've really looked at projects and organizations they can help fund, and I think today is probably one of the best displays of that. One in terms of number of awards and dollars awarded.
This funding will help cover the remaining costs of permitting applications for the river park, which will include multiple features to draw people to the area.
There will be 2 enhanced whitewater wave features right in the gorge here, right in downtown Skowhegan. And the first feature will cater to more paddling, and then the second feature, which will be down at the middle rapid here, the second feature will actually be an adjustable surf wave.
Grants are also going to the Somerset County Humane Society, Maine Plywood, Valley Riders Snowmobile Club, and Bigelow Brewing Company.
We think that by revitalizing this building, it'll be an attraction. People will stop, and it'll not only help Bigelow, but it'll also help drive foot traffic to the downtown area.
We're going to create a lot of jobs here, and it's going to be help the logging industry because we're going to be buying a lot of logs and it's going to be a win-win for everybody in the state of Maine.
A Somerset County commissioner says the pandemic impacted the area greatly, and these grants will help with recovery.
This is a really important time for us to get back on our feet, provide jobs for the people in the community, and bring people here to see what we have to offer in Somerset County.
In Skowhegan, Brooke Riley, ABC 7 and Fox 22.
Well, Bath Iron Works is in danger of having the Navy cut construction on one of 2 destroyers planned for 2022. Today, all 4 members of Maine's congressional delegation signed a letter to President Biden saying any decrease in shipbuilding at the Maine shipyard would be detrimental to workers. The letter was prompted by reports that the Department of Defense is planning to order only 1 destroyer next year. The letter stated building at least 2 ships per year was part of a 2018 agreement between the Navy and BIW. The letter also said building fewer destroyers would signal China's lead over the U.S. Navy.
Well, in other news, the Somerset County grand jury handed up indictments to 26 individuals. Of those indicted were 50-year-old Mark Walston of Newport. Walston was indicted on 7 counts, including arson, burglary, and refusing to submit to arrest in connection with a campfire and multiple burglaries on Ledge Drive in Long Pond Township in January of this year. The grand jury also indicted 46-year-old Joseph Chambers of Palmyra and his son, 26-year-old Devin Chambers of Augusta, for an incident on the interstate in April in which the elder Chambers was indicted on 7 counts, including criminal speed, criminal OUI, eluding an officer, and driving to endanger. The younger Chambers was indicted on 4 counts, including assault on an officer and interfering with an arrest. The high-speed chase that the 2 were involved in began in Pittsfield, reaching speeds of up to 105 miles per hour, with 2 officers having to be treated for their injuries received during that incident.
And in Washington County, a grand jury handed up an indictment for a Calais man in connection with an arson fire last November. John Bennett is charged with 1 count of arson in connection with a fire in Calais. According to a statement from Maine State Police, fire marshals arrested Bennett in connection with a November 3rd fire on Lafayette Street in Calais. The fire marshal's office said an investigation had determined that the fire had human help getting started.
Well, this week is National Invasive Species Awareness Week, and the state of Maine has some unfriendly visitors that have made their way into our state. Stephanie Wittenbach has that story.
According to Gary Fish, the state's horticulturist, invasive species affect Maine's people, trees, and water.
Ones that people are really suffering from right now, like brown-tail moth and hemlock woolly adelgid, emerald ash borer. And then we have invasive plants like Norway maple and buckthorn and barberry.
He said people can get terrible rashes from the brown-tail moth. They can also kill oak trees and affect fruit trees.
Some things that you can do, one is to always use firewood that's provided by campgrounds or buy firewood locally and not move it around. We try to encourage people to not move it more than 10 miles.
Fish said he wants to get the word out as much as possible so people can be aware of how to prevent the spread of invasive species. He said anyone can adopt a hemlock tree and look out for the invasive species by monitoring it and keeping track of any hemlock woolly aldage. People will be trained and be able to identify and survey the tree.
Hemlock woolly adelgid came over on hemlock trees that were probably brought from Japan, and then they have spread from the central part of the United States into Maine.
Fish said some of the invasive plants that got into Maine came in a harmless way.
They arrived because many of them were actually sold by our nurseries in the past. And we learned over time that many of those plants were not something that we should continue to sell or plant because they were taking over forests and other habitats and ruining them for our wildlife.
Reporting for ABC 7 and Fox 22, I'm Stephanie Wittenbach.
Well, if you were doing anything outdoors today having to do with planting or just getting some yard work done around the house, a picture-perfect day. Couldn't ask for a better day.
You know, we've really been lucky this week. We've had some real jewels in the crown for the forecast this week.
But then comes the weekend.
What
Not so much a
shame
jewel.
That is the
shtick.
That is the shtick.
That's right. We'll find out just what's ahead in our first weather with Jeff Weller. Jeff?
All right, Beth and JR, thank you very much. Your first weather is brought to you by Bangor Tire Company, and no weather complaints today. Absolutely none. Lots of sunshine with temperatures back in the 70s, and we'll do it all over again tomorrow. Look at these highs today. 73 Bar Harbor, 75 Bangor, and it was gorgeous outside. But just wait, we're not done yet. There are a couple of clouds trying to squeak in tonight. It won't be a big deal at all. We'll keep things mostly clear tonight into tomorrow, but there is stuff to the west of us right there. That is moving our way for the weekend, but until then, we are in very good shape. Your forecast then for tonight, though, is mostly clear skies to partly cloudy skies, and low temperatures down near 47. Your full forecast is coming up. Beth and JR.
And I'm absolutely sure that zip it emoji had absolutely nothing to do with your recent complaints about the weather.
Don't
nothing
be
to do with
so
it.
sure. Coming from the climates I just did, hey, he's lucky it's in the 80s right now. All right, well,
They
still
did
to
it just
come.
for you.
Yes, still to come on the ABC 7 News at 6. The Maine CDC sharing a new online application to apply for an on-site vaccination clinic.
And Husson University will be requiring students to be vaccinated to return to in-person learning this fall. Those stories and much more as ABC 7 News at 6 continues.
In Maine, it's always truck season. At Thornton Brothers in Lincoln, we carry the complete line of hard-charging Ram trucks from light to heavy duty. Here at Thornton Brothers, you'll find the right truck for cargo space and comfort for those long trips on the road. As they say, the proof is in the performance. So come on over and test drive a real truck from a real dealership and see why Ram trucks have been named Truck of the Year for the last 3 years by Motor Trend at Thornton Brothers, Main Street, Lincoln.
Savory, handcrafted, locally made, and perfected. Flavorful, fresh, and aged small batch artisanal cheeses. Crooked Face Creamery welcomes you to our retail location in downtown Skowhegan. You'll find local provisions, grass-fed meats, merchandise, along with our award-winning cheese selection. Join us in supporting Maine farms and families. Crooked Face Creamery.
Communist China. They threaten our economy, even our security. So does Nancy Pelosi really want them producing our medicines? Pelosi's radical plan will result in American drug production outsourced to foreign countries like China. Our life-saving supply chain marching straight through Beijing. You rely on these critical drugs. Under Pelosi's plan, you'll be relying on China. Call Jared Golden. Tell him to stop Pelosi's dangerous drug plan.
The 1966 E-Type Roadster. My father spent 3 years restoring this car. It is his love. It is his passion. It is his fault he didn't lock the garage.
Don't even think about it.
Hi, Dad.
Been there, done that.
With LiftMaster powered by MyQ, know what's happening in your garage from anywhere.
Kids.
Visit VarneyFord.com today.
If you've been injured in an accident, tell them you mean business.
The Maine CDC is reporting 202 new COVID-19 cases in the state. That brings the total number of cases in Maine since March of 2020 to 66,315. 2 more people have died, bringing the statewide death toll to 807. Between first and second doses, nearly 1,327,000 vaccinations have been administered. For more information, you can visit the Maine CDC website.
Well, today, the Department of Health and Human Services says they're going to create a new way for people to get the vaccine against COVID-19. According to DHHS Commissioner Jean Lambrou, they are launching an online application for organizations to use to request an on-site clinic. Lambrou says this can be used if organizations have 10 or more people who need to be vaccinated. It's free of charge, and they will connect the organizations with vaccination services. Lambrou says the goal is to reach remote parts of the state and communities where the vaccination rate is low.
We are excited to offer this new opportunity, and it's yet another example of how we are at this phase of vaccination where we're not just expecting people to come to sites, we're trying to move those sites to where the people are.
Well, the application will be posted today and is open to any group.
Well, Hudson University is joining the ranks of colleges and universities across the nation requiring a COVID-19 vaccine for students before they return to campus this fall. Melissa Falcone has more.
Requiring students to receive a mandatory COVID-19 vaccination has raised controversy across the nation. Eric Gordon, Director of Communications at Hudson University, says there are perks to this mandate.
Getting vaccinated is something we feel here at Hudson University is the best way to protect an individual's health. It's also when we all collectively do it, we're all protecting each other's health as well.
Gordon says these upcoming months are an ideal time for students to get vaccinated.
Hudson University would say to students who have not been vaccinated yet is we're strongly encouraging you, take time during the summer, go get vaccinated.
Students at Hudson University are hopeful for the fall semester, and that all starts with the COVID-19 vaccine.
I think at first they're not going to probably want to get the shot. Just, you know, teenagers don't like shots. I mean, I think a lot of us can admit it, but when you look at what can happen when we get this, we're going to be back probably as close to back to normal as we can. And that's really all that matters.
Here is a list of schools in Maine that do require the vaccination before the fall semester.
And we're looking forward to having a more traditional type of campus experience in the fall.
Reporting in Bangor for ABC 7 and Fox 22, I'm Melissa Falcone.
Again, all these small steps, just one step closer to returning to a bit of more normalcy.
You know, and students really have borne so much of the impact of the senior years disrupted, really just education horribly disrupted. So you really hope that we can see that increased normalcy come this fall for really all students.
Exactly. Well, still to come on the ABC 7 News at 6, Brewer Parks and Rec preparing activities for the coming summer months.
And in sports, the UMaine baseball team is down to its final chance to make the conference playoffs, what it's going to take to win, and more after the break.
Okay, here's the Clean Energy Corridor. 2/3 of it will be built alongside existing transmission lines, and the rest will sit on land that's been used for commercial logging for generations. That means no clear cutting of Maine's untouched forest, no destruction of public land. But don't take our word for it. Get the facts. Go to the Maine Department of Environmental Protection website and see for yourself. The Clean Energy Corridor. It's a good deal for Maine.
What's the difference between getting the job and getting the job done? It's boots on the ground, an eye on the bottom line. It's starting on time, stepping up to the challenge with all the tools and the talent to get the job done and done right. Integrity. That's a Varney value, and one you'll find at Varney Buick GMC, Hogan Road, Bangor.
Almost 1/3 of investment fraud victims are over 60. If someone offers you an investment, ask them these questions first. Are you licensed with the Maine Office of Securities? Are the securities registered? What are all of the risks and fees? How and when will I get my money back? Check before you invest. Contact the Maine Office of Securities. If we don't know, we can't help. And get the Smart Investors Checklist at investors.maine.gov.
Hi, I'm Jay Pearl, Director of New Business Development at Carroll Harper & Associates. Has Medicare left you confused and frustrated? Since 1975, thousands of Maine Medicare beneficiaries have turned to us to help ease their frustration with Medicare. From enrolling in Medicare to choosing your Medicare health plan, we are the go-to agency. Call us today and allow us to help you in selecting the right Medicare health plan.
The better way to a better window. Renewal by Andersen.
Hi everyone, it's Troy Pearl. And if you need new windows and doors, now's the time. Because all this month we're offering a 20% discount off every replacement window and door you buy. That's right, Renewal by Andersen will knock 20% off your entire purchase. For a free in-home consultation, visit rbagreatermaine.com.
The better way to a better window. Anderson.
Tonight's sports is brought to you by the Auto Works in Dexter, your transmission and drivetrain specialist for alignments, tires, and complete auto repairs. Give us a call and feel safe.
Good evening. Thanks for staying with us. After 37 games and no shortage of drama, Maine baseball gears up for one final series, a rematch with UAlbany that will determine whether this Saturday will be the end of the line for the Black Bears 2021 season. Dave Peck is live at Mahaney Diamond, where he caught up with a number of players earlier today. Dave?
John, I asked the question to a couple of players today at practice. What is Maine baseball? Who is Maine baseball after the ups and downs that they've had this season? And right-handed pitcher Nick Sinicola said very simply, we're grinders. And they're going to have to figure out a way to grind out at least 2 wins in the final series of the season against UAlbany. This year, so far, they're 14-15 on the season, and the Black Bears need at least 2 to get into the playoffs. As it stands now, if they split, they'll need a little bit of help, and anything less than 2 wins, it's all over for the playoff chances. That said, Maine is coming off a crucial series win after Hartford last weekend after a rare Game 1 loss with Nick Sinicola on the mound.
We could have easily rolled over, and the guys just kept playing. You know, we've been talking about sticking to our basics, sticking to the training we've been putting in all year long, and that's what we need to do when the spotlight is on us.
As all season long, Sinicola will take the ball in Game 1, and John, final series of the season, playoffs on the line. It doesn't get much better than that. We'll have full coverage on Friday and Saturday of the series.
All right, Dave, thank you very much. Plenty to look forward to there. Meanwhile, at the high school ranks, after more than 9 months in the interim role, Foxcroft Academy has selected Jacqueline Tortolot to lead the Ponies athletics program going forward. Jacqueline Tortolot spent 9 years at FA as the school's full-time athletic administrator and PE teacher before taking over as interim athletic administrator for Tim Smith, who resigned from the position in July after 17 years. Ponies teams played through all 3 seasons this school year under her watch with the COVID protocols. Tortolot will continue to act as the school's certified athletic trainer. And the Boston Bruins series with the Washington Capitals could not be tighter even if it wanted to be. Dating back to 2012, it is the only series in Stanley Cup playoffs history that has been decided by 1 goal in 10 straight games. Tonight, the series returns to Boston for Game 3, where the Bruins will look to take the lead in this Round 1 series. Brad Marchand's overtime goal even the series Monday night in Washington. Defenseman Jeremy Lauzon will be out for Game 3 after taking a slap shot to the right hand on Monday. Puck drop is 6:30. We're going to have highlights and reaction later tonight. And TD Garden will be at 25% capacity tonight for that game. Meanwhile, it has been more than 15 months since the Cross Insurance Center in Bangor has hosted any sporting events, and that all changes in July. The Professional Bull Riders Velocity Tour will be returning to the Cross Center on July 23rd. The stop will be the first event in the building since the onset of the pandemic in 2020. The PBR Tour was one of the final events last year. Capacity will be based on state protocols that continue to change, but tickets will be sold in pods of between 2 and 8. Cross Center General Manager Tony Vail is hopeful the community will be excited for some bull riding.
It's a great event for the community. You know, the folks have come out and supported this event for many years prior to now. So the community will hopefully appreciate an event that they love. They can come out and support. It's a fun event. It's interactive for whether it's kids, adults.
And those tickets go on sale Friday. That is all the time we have for sports for now. Here's Jeff Weller with your full 5-day forecast. Jeff?
All right, John, thank you. Your full weather is brought by Rao's Garage and Car Wash in Dover, Foxcroft. And whew, there's a warm one out there today. Temperature is okay, right in the mid-70s or so, but the humidity is creeping up and lots of sunshine. So a warm one today, a warm one tomorrow, followed by some rain showers getting in here over the weekend. I know the timing is not perfect, but look at these highs today. 75 in Bangor, 76 in Waterville. It was very comfy everywhere, and we're doing it all over again tomorrow and the long-range outlook. So here we are, basically taking us through June 1st, keeps us average or above average in temperatures through that time frame. So here we are, get ready. Summer is definitely moving in quickly with highs back in the 70s today. Precipitation-wise now for the same period, so now basically through the end of the month, keeps it wet across the Midwest, but for us, we could use some rainfall. It's the growing season. We have forecasted to be a bit dry around here, but just not this weekend, as some more showers are in the forecast. Okay, the wind out there now is out of the northeast around 5 miles per hour. Not a big deal, but it's kicking up some allergies and some fire danger in there as well. That should stay high for several more days into the weekend, as there's no rain until then, and we could use some rain and vegetation growing in as well across our neck of the woods. So here's the allergies for tomorrow. The tree pollen now in the moderate to high category across our area. Grass, weed, and mold still looking pretty good. If you're sniffling or sneezing, this could be a reason why. All right, looking outside now, lots of clear skies out there currently, but there could be a couple of clouds floating by tonight into tomorrow. But overall, we're in good shape through tomorrow and into Friday before we see increasing clouds Friday evening, and we get some rain showers in here on Saturday, courtesy of this system across the west right now. And it's a doozy. You can see what's going on here, right? The high pressure is right there. Air on high pressure goes like this, like clockwise, right? So it's pumping all that moisture into the Midwest. This whole system is gradually moving our direction, and timing-wise, we'll pull it into town on Saturday into Sunday with some scattered rain showers back in the forecast then. Until then, though, sunny 70s for tomorrow and for Friday, increasingly more humid as well with a wet weekend on the way. Don't cancel your weekend plans. It won't be an all-day rain, but there's definitely more rain showers back in the forecast this weekend. Our forecast for tonight, though, is mostly clear skies and very comfortable. Open the windows. Look for low temperatures down near 47. For tomorrow, okay, partly cloudy and a high of 75 again. Have lunch outside, right? And then looking ahead, your 5-day forecast by Rouse Garage and Car Wash shows, good weather tomorrow. Same story for Friday. And then there's the weekend, scattered showers and maybe a couple of storms in there with high temperatures in the 60s Saturday, back in the mid-70s on Sunday. Beth and JR.
Jeff, all I've got to say with that forecast is Wednesday is now the new Friday, because tomorrow and Friday are the weekend.
Indeed. Weather-wise, anyway, for sure. Oh, my goodness.
Exactly. All right, we've got much more to come right after the break.
Tonight's Knock Report is brought to you by Tim's Plumbing. We take pride in fixing your plumbing problems right the first time. Don't let plumbing problems ruin your day. Call Tim's Plumbing today. Home Hardware and More has a new location, now only 5 minutes east of the Newport Triangle on Route 2. Same low prices on hardware, appliances, furniture, tools, and paints. More inventory at our new location, Route 2 Newport. See the Rolling Thunder for weekly specials.
With AAA Insurance, by bundling our home and auto policies, we saved over $450.
And we were shocked at the savings.
When we switched to AAA auto insurance and bundled our policies, we were able to save over $400 every year.
Switch to AAA Insurance today, and you could save an average of $537 on auto insurance. Compare that to State Farm, Geico, even Allstate. Call now for your free auto insurance quote to find out how much you could save.
Well, my passion is hang gliding. I've been doing it for over 30 years, and it's like flying. I mean, it's like everything you always dreamed about. AAA Insurance helps us save more.
And do more.
The savings from AAA Insurance has allowed me to pursue my passion of making jewelry. It's great to have a little bit of extra cash to do something that you love.
To find out how much you could save by switching to AAA Insurance, call 866-460-1350 for your free auto insurance quote today. AAA Insurance, helping you save more.
Chevy is America's fastest growing full-line brand, and people are taking it everywhere. Taking Trailblazer outdoors, confidently taking on new places with Equinox, and taking on more with Silverado. Whatever you do, there's a perfect Chevy to take you anywhere. Find your perfect Chevy this Memorial Day. Current qualified competitive lessees can get this 2021 Equinox for around $159 a month, or get up to 18% of MSRP cash back on select 2021 models when you purchase.
My name is Dick Barringer, and I've lived in Maine for more than 50 years. I've served 4 Maine governors and led the Department of Conservation. Let's talk about protecting the Maine environment. The Clean Energy Corridor will reduce our dependence on fossil fuels and will have the effect of taking 700,000 cars off the road every year. Our grandchildren will thank us for that. Join me in supporting the corridor. Learn more at cleanenergyforme.com.
Tonight, as cases and deaths decline, people who are vaccinated should feel safe. But with young children yet to be vaccinated, why some parents are still cautious. With so much at stake, World News Tonight with David Muir is America's #1 most watched newscast.
Welcome back, everybody. Finally tonight, the Brewer Parks and Recreation Department is gearing up for summer. The department has a number of activities for both children and adults. Brewer Parks and Recreation Director Mike Martin says there are camps and swimming lessons for kids, and teens will have volleyball available, adults aerobics and yoga classes. They're all available.
A number of youth sport activities go on during the summer. We have golf, tennis, cheering. Youth football camp will be new this year. So if you're into the athletics, there's a number of different activities to choose from.
Well, Martin says currently they are having kids wear masks, but the rec center will change when the state mandates are lifted on the 24th. He says it's been a tough year, especially for the kids, but he says the camps and activities will definitely be offering them some summer fun this year. Remember last year, so much discouragement going into the summer. This year, so much positivity to look forward to, and it is an exciting time as things are reopening and getting going for the summer in the state of Maine.
You hope to see a real uptick in wellness on multiple levels with the ability to get outside, interact, have some fun.
Exactly. Well, that is all the time we have. We'll see you right back here tonight at 10 and 11.
Good night, everybody.